Hello ladies, I'm Mental Jan, and it's time to give my first opinion on the tier 10 light tanks. So before the patch hit, there was a massive outcry on all the medias possible on YouTube, on a lot of other YouTube channels as well, that light tanks got nerfed in the super or the test server, that they're gonna be unplayable, that wargaming are the spawn of Satan, which is true of course, but I went into 9.18 with an open mind, and I was actually quite surprised to find out that I liked what wargaming did with light tanks. For the most part, that is. So first of all, when we talk about the new light tank balance and all of that, we need to talk about what changed about matchmaking. So instead of being just random bullshit every time, now we get 3 top tiers, 5 middle tiers, 7 lower tiers. So that is generally how most of your games are gonna look, unless you're playing tier 10, where you can just have full tier 10 games. I'm not sure it's possible to get like full tier 8 games or full tier 9 games. I don't think I ever saw those, but full tier 10 games is definitely a thing that happens. And what also changed with matchmaking is that tank types are now balanced between tiers, as long as there is the population to support it and you don't have to sit in queue for too long. So, for instance, if you play a tier 10 light tank, there's gonna be a tier 10 light tank on the enemy team matched right against you, and you're gonna see him and you're gonna know you are balanced around or against that light tank. Which makes the fact that tier 10 light tanks aren't as good as tier 10 mediums, heavies, or TDs fine, because generally playing light tank always has been being the underdog. And wargaming kind of delivered. I mean, playing a tier 10 light tank in any matchmaking generally is being the underdog, which is what light tank players, I assume, enjoy. I don't really play light tanks that much, and I don't think I will play them all that much after grinding them for one reason, and that is the one thing I really heavily dislike about the new light tank changes, is the absolutely abysmal accuracy that they have. I am sorry, it is not fun to miss fully aimed shots at medium ranges. It is just not fun. I don't see why they did it. There would be better ways to balance them if they wanted to make them weaker, but being frustrated at your stupid gun for not hitting any shots at any ranges is not fun. So that is probably gonna be the reason what keeps me off playing the tier 10 light tanks. Then again, I did only grind through the French one, so maybe that is the worst of the bunch, and maybe there is a light tank I can truly enjoy playing, because I gotta admit, I don't mind being an underdog as long as I'm not stuck with a tank that has 160 pen at tier 10, and that doesn't happen anymore, because the tier 10 light tanks have around 230 pen, which generally for flanking purposes is just fine. And because of the matchmaking, you're not hurting your team by playing a light tank either, because, again, you're gonna be matched up against another light tank. In this case, that was the WZ1321 that we shot in the face a bunch. And let's be real. Like, what were people expecting from these light tanks? Because what we got in the first patch of test server, that was the only test server version I really played. I played a couple of games on it. Where these tanks just felt like better Leopards, better 30Bs. They felt like they could do everything a medium can do, but they're faster, they have much better camo and view range, and that's something, again, I don't get people bitching about, oh, they nerfed view range, my poor little tank doesn't have 420 view range anymore. But that's, like, it's irrelevant. As long as it's not worse than 370, it's irrelevant, because with optics and a decent crew, you can make 380 into 450 quite easily, and while you won't be cutting through bushes, which is again good, because most of these maps are balanced around the fact that you can't just spot everything at 450, is again good for the game. So again, I am happy with what the wargaming did with light tanks. As I've said on many of my streams, I'd rather than making mediocre lights at tier 10 than just breaking the game and making it annoying as shit for everybody else but the light tank players. And light tanks kind of get what they want as well, with the still being the underdog. Even though you're a tier 10, most of the time you're in balanced matchmaking. You have a decent pen now, but the only thing I don't want and I don't like is the terrible accuracy. That is something that generally needs to disappear from this game, unless we're talking like huge derps and just idiotic guns, but for light tanks I don't think that is the way to go. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed my first opinion on tier 10 lights, and I'll definitely keep up with my first opinions on other things, or maybe a proper 9.18 review later. Peace out.